In this clip, I want to discuss something that affects all laptop users, and that is battery life. Specifically, how your web browser can affect your laptop's autonomy on a single charge. I've tested 6 different browsers, and what I found might surprise you. For example, one of my key takeaways is that switching browsers could give you up to an extra hour and a half of battery life. That's definitely something to keep in mind when choosing your web browser. I tested these 6 popular browsers: Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, Arc, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, and Vivaldi. And I didn't just test them on one laptop. I used 3 different machines with the latest processors from Intel, AMD, and Qualcomm, all to get a picture as complete and as accurate as possible. Before I move on to my test setup and the final results, here's something interesting. One browser consistently came last in every test, while another was always on top. Can you guess which? But first, let me show you what I used for testing. I took 3 different laptops from Asus that classify as a Copilot plus PC devices. The first laptop I used is the Asus ZenBook S14, which is powered by an Intel Core Ultra 7 processor. The display on this laptop is 14 inches in size and uses a beautiful OLED panel with a refresh rate that can go up to 120 Hz. I also had an Asus VivoBook S15, which is an ARM-based laptop with a Snapdragon X Elite processor. Its 15-inch display also uses an OLED panel with a 120 Hz refresh rate. The third laptop I used is the Asus ZenBook S16. This one has an AMD Ryzen AI 9 processor and a 16-inch OLED display with a refresh rate of up to 120 Hz. As you can see, they're all modern laptops with excellent hardware, and they all had Windows 11 version 24H2 installed along with the latest drivers and updates. I installed the latest stable release for all the browsers I've mentioned, and I used their 64-bit versions. Since the Asus VivoBook S15 is an ARM-based laptop, I installed the ARM version of each browser on this laptop. These are all powerful laptops with excellent battery life. So how do you think I've performed my testing? Did I manually browse the web for many hours a day on each laptop? Or was I a true geek and automated everything? You guessed it right. I've automated my testing by creating a script that runs the Jetstream 2 benchmark every 4 minutes until each laptop's battery reaches 5%. Then it shuts down the laptop. This script also logs the time when starting, the battery level at each Jetstream benchmark run, and the time when it shuts down the laptop. Let's look at what I found. Starting with the Asus ZenBook S14 laptop that's powered by an Intel processor. As you can see in the chart, the top performing web browser was Microsoft Edge, which lasted a whopping 9 hours, 12 minutes and 34 seconds. Google Chrome placed second, lasting only 4 minutes less, and Arc was in third place, lasting 4 minutes less than Google Chrome. Mozilla Firefox was last with a poor result of 8 hours, 4 minutes and 26 seconds. I moved on to the Asus VivoBook S15, powered by the Snapdragon X Elite processor. Again, Microsoft Edge led the pack, lasting 8 hours, 20 minutes and 25 seconds. This time the new Arc browser came in second, totaling 8 hours, 16 minutes and 26 seconds. Opera also beat Google Chrome by just 1 second, showcasing that this browser is surprisingly well optimized for the ARM platform, alongside Arc and Edge. Lastly, I centralized the results I gathered on the largest and most power-hungry laptop of the 3, the Asus ZenBook S16. Microsoft Edge was again the most energy-efficient web browser on this laptop, lasting 7 hours, 28 minutes and 23 seconds. This time, Google Chrome came in second, lasting 24 minutes less, while Arc took third place with 6 hours, 52 minutes and 19 seconds. After seeing all this data, how do you think that all these web browsers stack up? I've made all kinds of averages and rankings, and the browser that was the most surprising to me is also the newest competitor in the web browser market. Let me show you what happened. Depending on how I measured the average results I got on all 3 laptops, Arc ends up second or third. For example, when I made the mathematical average of all the results, Arc came in second place thanks to its great result on the Asus VivoBook S15. To give you a perspective of the average energy efficiency difference between the first and last place, when using Firefox you get 83% of the battery life that you would have if you were using Microsoft Edge instead. This translates into 1 hour and 23 minutes of additional work when using Edge rather than Firefox. However, the differences between Edge, Arc and Chrome are smaller, with Microsoft Microsoft Edge offering 16 to 21 minutes of additional work time. After closely analyzing the results I've measured, including the average battery time, I didn't think it accurately shares just how close Google Chrome and Arc are. So I decided to take another approach and centralize the ranking for each browser on each laptop, and then calculate its average position. This is what I ended up with, Google Chrome and Arc being tied with the same average third place, which places them second after Microsoft Edge. Fun, isn't it? So what does this mean for you? Here are the key takeaways. Microsoft Edge leads in energy efficiency across all laptops, regardless of who makes their processor, Intel, AMD, or Qualcomm. Its deep Windows 11 integration likely contributes to this consistent performance advantage. Mozilla Firefox is lagging behind all the other web browsers and consistently placed last during my testing, proving it's the least energy efficient and the worst for battery life. Despite being new in the browser market, Arc proves highly competitive against established browsers like Google Chrome, particularly on ARM hardware. So my final conclusion is that while battery life isn't the only factor in choosing a web browser, this experiment shows it's worth considering, especially if you frequently work away from power outlets. The good news is that with strong performance from Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome and Arc, you don't have to compromise between features and battery life. To wrap things up, what do you think about my little experiment? Will these results make you change your go-to browser? Are you going to switch to Microsoft Edge when working on your laptop, or are you likely to stick to Google Chrome? And have you ever tried the new Arc browser? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget, if you found this helpful, like, follow or subscribe.